Disclaimer, the following video is an archived livestream that aired on Twitch God knows how long ago, and as of this upload, the game being featured is currently complete. Therefore, any comments in regards to immediate changes will be null and void, as all stream events are essentially set in stone. Aside from that, enjoy the video.
Ash Goodboy first. I'll see. I think I might do Byleth first because we didn't do any Byleth ones last time. So again, we've got plenty of time. We'll get through. I'm trying to get through a lot of supports, but with that said, I think so. Hello everyone, welcome back to the live stream. Are the Warrior supports? Hold on. Ready to start systems update. The update will take longer than necessary. Start software. We don't need the update. I'll do the because again, I'm worried that if I what's my favorite support so far in this game? Oh, and Dark Magician well met. Oh shit! What's my favorite support in this game? That's a hard one. Because there's some really good ones. Fuck. I really gotta think about that one. Favorite supports so far. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's been that vacation. God damn. Again, they're so good, I can't really pick and choose one. I think the Shamir Catherine support is very good. I really like the, there's other ones I just can't, off the top of my head. I remember, like, I swear Linhart had one I really enjoyed, but I can't remember who it was. It might have been with Marianne, Linhart and Marianne's one. That one was very, very good. And then Dorothy has some really good ones. Edelgard and Lysifius is really nice. Ferdinand and Manuel is actually really, really good. Yeah, there's a lot, so it's hard to say. And Phase on Edge, well met, good to see you. Again, that's the thing about Free House. The fact that I'm struggling so much just to think of a favourite support is difficult. Juan and G-Trog, well met, good to see you. Alright, so, yeah, when it comes to support conversations, we've got a lot to get through, and I mean a lot. You know what? Caspar and Hilda's is actually really damn good. So, yeah, so we'll just go through them. We'll go switch between characters many times. I'll try to get through as many as possible. If we end up getting through all of them and there's time left over, I will do a giant monster battle because I have, you know, it is on the schedule. So, you know, there is other stuff just in case. Alright, so we'll start with me, and there's quite a few, but let's go Dorothea first because that one's very, very sweet and sentimental. It really brings out Dorothea's just feelings, especially because Dorothea is one of those characters you really notice changes with the time skip because obviously beforehand she's quite flirtatious, she's quite, you know, she's quite alluring and, you know, she's quite upbeat. But Dorothea's like a lot more down, oh yeah, Mercedes is very good to do, that's a very good one. Like in Total, Dorothea's a bit more of a downer and stuff like that, but that's because, you know, there's like, she wanted to come to Garrett Mart to find like a suitable partner and have that secure lifestyle, but now she's at war and this is, you know, this is the worst possible thing because she's worried, will I even make it to the next day without, you know, going through all this and never actually having to experience the quote-unquote good life. Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah, it's kind of the age support that kind of convinced me to marry her. Can't help it. I really like Dorothea, okay? Who am I going to marry in this one? Again, I don't know. Ah, Deadly Small, well met. Yeah.
I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life...
Yeah, and again, you know, she went from nothing to something, and she doesn't want to go back to nothing. That's what she's worried about.
Performers, nobility... I met so many people.
And even then, she knows that her fame is fleeting, because like, yeah, I'm famous now, but when my voice goes, no one's going to give a shit.
A girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice and
yeah, nothing was personal for Dorothea, it was all fleeting, so obviously for that she feels very upset. And yeah, that's what I like about Dorothea, the fact that despite being so attractive and flirtatious and stuff like that, she, honest to God, she just, like, again, if you're willing to be loyal to her and just be a good person, she will be with you regardless of, like, age or some of the mishaps she has. Because again, she really does, all she really cares about is having a lifelong partner. She's not really concerned about, oh, how attractive are they or like stuff like that. I don't even think she's really concerned that much about having, you know, I mean, money to her is important, but obviously not as much just properly falling in love with someone.
right where I'd started.
Mystic Blue, well met, good to see you. And I like that about Dorothea, because again, there are other characters in this game which aren't considerably, attractive and stuff like that, but she's more than happy to be with them because they are true to her. Patanko, well met, good to see you.
Even if you are just flirting. I never had much...
But I feel, but it is good to see Dorothea's character go through this rather than... Because obviously, if Dorothea stayed the way she was at this time, it would feel a bit out of place. So seeing her become this real downer makes a lot of sense, all things considered, because then you can see the more tragic aspects of this. Because you got to remember, not everyone who went to Garrick Mark went there to learn to, be a soldier. Like, I'm sure Ingrid, Dimitri, Felix, Edelgard, Hubert... Ferdinand and stuff like that, they were all cool with like, yeah, we're gonna learn how to fight, we're gonna all that. I'm sure people like Bernadette Bernadette probably wanted to get away from her home and all that jazz, but like Dorothea didn't go there to learn how to fight, and Mercedes sure as hell didn't go there to learn how to fight or all that stuff.
I wonder if such a strange person can even...
In fact, some people are just there for, for nobility reasons, like Marianne and stuff. Yeah. Dimitri came for revenge, but speaking of Dimitri, let's do him next. So, which ones we got with Dimitri? Let's do Dimitri and Marianne. I want to see where the A support goes with these two. I mean, I don't blame you, Patanko. Those games have eaten up a lot of people's time.
So it would seem. I told you that you were extraordinary.
Your luck stats through the charts. You're luckier than Micaiah is.
Sometimes I think that must be true. But why me? Is this the goddess's way of telling me to make something of myself?
I mean, that's actually one of the recurring things about Marianne. Marianne needs to kind of assert herself more. Well, it's all about having confidence and reassurance, but also to kind of like do something with her life. Because Marianne was kind of a case of, she didn't really do anything. Then again, she's so self-loving, I'm not surprised. So the support isn't just about, her feeling better about herself, but also, finding a goal and striving towards becoming something, making something of herself. Yeah.
But I must go on living. I cannot give in to death so readily. It is my duty to atone for my sins and to pay for the lives I've taken. I suppose that must be why the goddess allows me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm sure Dimitri had thoughts like, why am I still alive considering all the shit I've been through?
For a reason she allows me.
And Marianne just, again, Marianne openly admits no A support. I was actually hoping for the goddess to take me.
Marianne, life is difficult.
Yes, it is.
It is a burden. It feels terrible to continue standing when so many others had to fall.
If that is so, then carry on as you are. There is no need for you to force yourself to smile as your soul bleeds. But please, whatever you do, do not give up on yourself or your precious life.
What do you mean?
If you were to die, I would...
So obviously it's also to reassure Marianne that she does have importance. Because Marianne probably think, oh, if I'm gone, no one's going to care. It's like, no, we all care. Hilda especially. Hilda should be FF.
Everyone says that I need to cheer up. But you may be the first person to tell me not to.
So Dimitri's just being honest with her.
Your life must also be...
Because obviously Marianne is a very self-loving person. She can't just force herself to smile all the time. Granted, you want her to be happier. But that's the thing, don't force people to feel a certain way. Because if you fake it, then there's no point. Don't force people to do anything. You can't force someone to do something. Unless it's like the most extreme of circumstances, but that rarely happens. Yeah.
Do you?
Absolutely. Please, Dimitri.
So obviously both of them have a reason to live, and even though they've been through a lot of shit, and they know, it's like this, we can't just simply smile all the time. They still, they find reason within each other, so it's very sweet. They're both very self-loathing, but, thanks to them, they both don't go too far.
As long as you are carrying on, I have yet another reason to carry on myself. I promise to the goddess of Fodlan that I will never give you...
Keeps freezing up and dropping sound. Well, on my end, it's absolutely fine, so it might be just Twitch and stuff like that. Everything seems fine. Everything seems fine for me. The audio's coming in just fine. Yeah. Might be the connection, because everything's going on my end. Now it's to do. Who to do with Dadu? There's Annette. Oh, actually, I'm interested to see the Sylvain one. Where does that go? Because that one with Sylvain was really damn good.
Oh, this is delicious. I can't believe I made it. Yes, you do have some talent.
So Sylvain knows how to cook. Again, Sylvain, if you lead with that, you'll get so many ladies.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
What's the
Hey, a
matter?
man can cook. You know, for a lot of people, a man can cook is one hell of a blessing.
No, Sylvain. Recently I've heard rumors about you.
Oh yeah?
Well, none of them good.
Is it that I'm terrible to girls? Or the rumor where I bring terrible misfortune to the girls I date?
That's what I'm actually interested. What would going on a date with Sylvain be like? Oh, I remember the funniest meme is where he goes like, you know, the distracted boyfriend one where he turns around like, ooh. It's funny because it's literally a girl from Garrick Mark with the exact same character model that he's looking at and he's holding hands with. It's so funny because Sylvain would do that.
I also heard about how I'm total trash and everyone should avoid me. That might be my favorite.
Well, you don't lack for
I
self.
like how Sylvain just embraced it. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, I figure it. If I can't be respected, I can at least be well informed.
You are being described as indefensibly worthless.
I mean, yeah, once you get to know Sylvain, there's a lot to him. And even then, Sylvain isn't like super, even on the surface level, Sylvain isn't super scumbaggy, just a bit of a, you know, just a bit of a, what do you call it?
Concerning women.
A bit sleazy.
But these
Yeah.
new rumors deprive you of all redemption. I did try to correct them, but I doubt I was believed.
Well, thank you all the same. Listen, you don't need to worry what people think about me. As you well know, it's not easy to...
So obviously both of them are, well obviously they have different stereotypes. Sylvain actually has a reputation based on what he does, but people don't know him fully, people don't know the full story, whereas they're doing a stereotype just because of the way he looks.
It seems misunderstandings are inevitable.
So obviously they can,
Not be silent.
you know, they can, there's somewhat of a relation there. Obviously to do is a more extreme case, whereas, because, you know, Sylvain actually brought this reputation upon himself, whereas Dadoon was prosecuted for just being alive.
I want you to be seen as a person too.
I have not seen girlfriend reviews, so no.
You think the world will ever see us that way?
Maybe.
I can't tell if you're joking or...
But again, it goes into how you shouldn't judge people on surface level stuff. But it's not, like in Sylvain's case, it's not hard for people to think of a certain way because he does act a certain way, but it's a case of getting to know him better. You know, you shouldn't just take stuff at face value. So we've done that. Now for Felix. We've got Ash, we've got Mercedes, we've got Annette, Dorothea, Lysithea, and... I want to see what they're going to do with little baby.
Flame, what's that?
Oh, yeah, are you hiding a fish again? No!
Oh no, my surprise is spoiled. I had brought some fruits for you to cut up in addition to the firewood. I thought some variation might prove amusing.
Flame, you would love Fruit Ninja.
No, I'm not doing that again. I've got better uses for my sword than chopping up fruit and...
No, you don't!
I cannot imagine what could be better than chopping fruit.
Chopping vegetables?
chopping up my enemies.
Well, carving meat
Say that
too.
as though you have many enemies. So you would rather chop people than firewood. Is that it?
That's not how I'd put it, but a blade's purpose is...
Well, actually, a knife has multiple purposes. It's how you use it. Again, a knife is neutral. How you use it determines its
simple.
Purpose. Yeah.
Surely it is not forbidden to use your sword.
I mean, yeah, sword is a bit extreme. It's like unless you're gonna chop down like a giant watermelon or a coconut.
Swords that cut inanimate objects are serving a much finer purpose than those that cut living beings.
What a noble sentence.
Sylvain, did somebody say noble?
But without a blade to cut down your enemies, you cannot
And it's like,
win.
bro, lance, bro, bow, bro, magic, bro. Don't need blades to kill everything.
Weak lose everything and they die. Those who are strong win and live on. I understand why you balk at bloodshed, but you must know that it has a purpose.
And what purpose might that be?
A purpose. Let's just leave it at that. I'm not...
Oh, come on, Phoenix. You could have had a really interesting moment right there. It's like, it has a purpose. What's the purpose? I'm not going to tell you.
I'll continue to wield my sword, and if necessary...
And that could have led to a really interesting, philosophical thing or just something enlightening.
He certainly is a stubborn one.
Well, this kind of went nowhere. Wait, do you have an A support? Oh, let me double check. Oh, they do. Okay, I'm wondering. It's like, hopefully they'll expand upon this later, because I was thinking that kind of went nowhere. Because they brought something up and it's like, no. Anyway, Ash time. Ash has got many Ingrid, because I haven't done the Ingrid yet. Plus A support. I like to get A support just so... Another reason I'm doing this is so that by the end, people can at least, you know, regardless of what happens, they'll at least, you know, good chunk of the cast will get married off. Hey, it's Ash.
Hi, Ash.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Excited? What's that you're holding?
Ash, put it away! Thought you were a good boy.
A book I found in town. I bought it for you.
For me? Ash, this looks very costly. Antique books like this are never cheap. Wow. The cover is stunning, and the binding is still in fantastic
I wonder what the actual
condition.
book is.
I drove a hard bargain. Still, I'll probably have to cut back on my spending for a while.
Why did you go to so much trouble?
Had to write paper. Well, yeah, well, sexualization happens in video games, and I'm not surprised. It happens, you know, obviously it's more towards women, but it happens to men too. But it's also because, you know, escapism, you know, just mass appeal and all that jazz, but also demographic. So it happens, and
Oh, the knight on the cover looks
I'm not surprised. Some cases it's a bit much, but it's one of those things where, you know, it's just, you know, it's just kind of comes with the territory. Also,
Fascinating.
and you know, we're talking like from a design standpoint, yeah.
Cover.
There's an aura of stoicism intermingled with beauty, even amid a gruesome battle. Wait, looking closer at the face, this knight is a woman.
Yes, and she was a real
So
historical.
that probably is something Ingrid would find very inspiring.
She was born into a noble family and bore a crest, but she was accepted into the king's service as a knight.
I still have that. Grima Agron. Well met. Good to see you.
At her king's side, serving him all her life as his right hand. Oh, sorry, I've said too much. I didn't mean to spoil the story for you. I'm just so excited. I hope you enjoy it too.
Well, the Zero Suit also changes, like, because again, in the older games, it's more just like a sports bra and stuff like that. But then comes Zero Mission with an actual Zero Suit.
Thank you for the encouragement.
I think it's a lot has to do with the fact that, you know, Samus became more popular and more of an icon. So Nintendo thought, you know what, might as well sexy her up. Because again, if you look in Super Metroid, Samus looks like yeah, she's based off Kim Basinger, but she looks like an Amazon in terms of her build and her overall outfit.
But I still want to pursue that dream. Talking to you has reminded me. I'm not the type who gives up easily.
You're the best unit on this team, so yeah.
That's the Ingrid I know.
So to start, I'm going to read this book.
Great! When you're finished and freshly inspired, we'll talk about becoming knights. Not the ones in stories either.
So obviously, through their love of books, Ingrid's able to find further inspiration.
I look forward to it, Ash.
And oh my god, Ash is such great boyfriend material. He's just such good boy material. Yeah. Alright, before we continue, take a very quick break. I just need to grab me some water. Yes, I do need a sip of H2O. Oh yeah, I love Samus too. I think she's a great character, especially like, you know, well, because I've also read the manga, that really helps too. I mean, Fusion, I think, is her best portrayal in terms of video games. Fusion is the absolute best. As much as I don't like how Samus is written in Other Rem, I will say at least we found out more about her. So, there's that. Okay, so, we're back. And with Sylvain, we're going to go to Manuela, or Milfwella, as I like to put it.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
So, yeah.
My
Oh,
head.
she's drunk again.
Why am I here instead of the infirmary? When did I...
It's like, oh god, no, did I?
How are you feeling, Professor?
Like, Sylvain, I'm gonna need context real bad.
Sylvain? What do you need at this hour?
You don't remember? Well, you collapsed in the infirmary, and...
That doesn't sound like me. Wait.
Sylvain, did you spike her drink? Maybe. No, but that's not... No, I don't even think Sylvain would stoop that low. That's awful.
The truth is, something sad happened. So I did what I always do to forget.
I drowned myself in alcohol. Ugh.
Anyway, I found you passed out on the floor, helped you up, then carried you back here.
I may or may not grope to feel. Giggity.
And what were you doing in the infirmary late at night? Not bringing a girl there,
Oh, I didn't realize I was into that.
Nope. I was definitely alone. I just had a bad feeling, and I decided to look around.
So, I saw you looking upset, so I figured, oh gosh, she's gonna get drunk again, isn't she?
Oh, my poor head.
Are you all right? Here, have.
See, Sylvain knows where it's at.
What a thoughtful young man you are. You're a.
And now Manuela's being swooned because, you know, she is easily swayed, because when one thing goes bad and someone shows her kindness, she kind of literally jumps on it.
That good-for-nothing guy who strung you along, whispered sweet nothings in your ear, then shattered your heart beyond repair? I agree. He's a jerk.
Oh no. Did I say those things to you?
Yeah, when she was drunk.
Actually, your version had more details. Very.
You went into his facial structure, his social security number, and you even talked about his tax code.
Oh dear.
You know, Professor, you're a good catch. It's a shame that you've had no luck with men. You need a guy like me.
Ah, Joey, well met, good to see you.
And appreciates how tender you are. And how much.
Let's just say Manuela's a bit, reveals a little too much information when she's drunk.
You're a smooth talker, even when you don't mean what you say. I'm going to change, so shoot.
Yeah, run along now. I'm going to change into a different outfit. And Sylvain's like, oh, come on! Bruh. Don't tell me that and just, yeah.
Sure, I can take a hint. Rest up.
Yeah, but obviously Sylvain's not that sleazy to actually take advantage of someone while they're intoxicated, because if you do that, that's a scumbag move. Because that's a lack of consent. I don't care. Here's the thing, I don't care if someone is drunk and says okay, that doesn't count because they're not in the right frame of mind. By the way, Heisei, well met.
Sly little. Although. Me? With Sylvain? Now there's a crazy thought.
I'm more of a Ferdinand Manuela guy myself, but I'm not against this. Okay, so now we've got Mercedes. Let's see. Dimitri, Felix, Sylvain, Ingrid. I've already seen. I want to see what Dimitri's like, actually.
Mercedes, I'm sorry to ask this of you, but will you lend me a hand?
What can I do for you? Oh, is the cuff of your overcoat still torn?
So now she's his personal tailor.
Shouldn't be a problem at all.
It's pathetic, I know, but I fear my sewing skills are... well, as you can see, they're just about non-existent.
Well, if you can't fully explain it, Xanthius, just say what comes to mind and then, just piece it together from there. At least get the idea out there, even if it's a very raw version. This game does... You know what, Heisei? This game does have a lot of units, and not enough deployment slots. Seriously, I really hate how limited the deployment slots are in this game. It's fucking terrible.
Would you please teach me to sew? I hear you're rather amazing.
If you want to learn how to sew, you should also go ask Bernadetta. She's pretty good too. She's dead! Dimitri, she's dead! I know, I killed her!
Don't look so heartbroken.
You will? Thank you. Oh, I owe you for this.
I'll go get my sewing kit. You wait here.
Oh, I know what FE4's like, and yeah. But at least in FE4 you could deploy everyone.
I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I've never seen, well, it's just a...
Yeah, well, Radiant Dawn is very bad as player for enemy phase 2.
No need to dance around the issue. You're fed up with my...
It's like, oh, Dimitri, you suck at this!
I thought you might end up bending some needles if you tried mending this on your own, but... How did you manage to break a pair of scissors?
Yeah.
God fucking damn it!
I looked at the scissors, there was red on them, I was reminded of Edelgard, and I lost my shit.
I'm so sorry, really. I try to be careful, but with delicate work like this, I just can't seem to manage.
There's no need to apologize. But you must have been uncomfortable making your way here with this tear.
My inability to control my own strength is humiliating.
I can't help. It's like I can't help it. These strength level ups are ridiculous, man.
No giving up on yourself. You just have to practice, that's all. No matter how difficult something is, if you keep at it and don't give up, Then you're sure to improve. Isn't that what you told me?
And we can take that quote and apply that to anyone. Thank you, Mercedes. The more you know.
Right you are. To give in to despair isn't like me.
So yeah, as long as you try your hardest with anything, you'll improve, even if it's bit by bit. Because I swear, it's literally, I think it's like almost impossible for someone to like not try something multiple times and even get even slightly better, or like literally not improve in the slightest.
First things first.
That just seems
Let's make
ridiculous.
Sure the needle is actually threaded this time.
No! I bent another
Oh
one.
boy. Mercedes like, you're not gonna have to pay for these. Okay. Alright, thank you very much for tuning in, Deadly Small. I'll see you later. Alright, so now we've got a net. Let's see what this Felix one's like.
Hello, Felix. So, it was your turn to clean out the greenhouse, right?
It's like, yeah, I cut all those trees to pieces. Not that type of clean out, you asshole.
Yes.
Well, I went ahead and took care of it. I also cleaned up the warehouse.
Good lord, Annette, you need to reel it back.
I just wanted to help you out.
Oh yeah, bribing. It's like, well, now you owe me.
I'm bribing you.
It's like, you can't beat me in a fight. Just pulls out her thing and uses lightning axe. You were saying.
Forget what?
Hammer down!
Are you really gonna make me say it? Before, in the greenhouse, I want you to forget what you saw and heard. If you agree to forget about it, I'll take your shift in the stables.
So obviously Annette's overreacting.
No thanks.
No? But that's not okay! You have to forget about it, right this moment!
I can't. It's permanently etched in my memory.
I can't just forget about something like this unless you know, erase my memory.
As well as steaks and cakes. Stacks of them, apparently. I'm also intrigued by those bear and swamp beastie songs you mentioned. Ah, and I've been meaning to ask about the move that went along with crumbs and yums. Was that
Annette's just there like,
Oh, stop it, Felix! You're...
well, at least finally someone catches on. It'd be funny if she literally just lost her shit and pulled out her, like, her legendary weapon. If he was like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
You think you're so funny? Keeping a straight face while mocking my singing and dancing?
Oh, we're at the bit where we're about to take on Fort Mercius. So, we've done the bit with Claude and Cornelia. It's literally, I think there's 3 chapters left. I think we're on chapter 29. No, I think we're on 20 and then 21. Yeah, I think we're on 20. Yep.
You like steak, don't you, Felix? It'll be yummy.
This isn't about steak.
Yes, obviously, this is quite funny.
Fine, be stubborn. Tell the whole world for all I care. I'll just learn to live with the funny looks I'll get from everyone.
You sure this isn't meant to be Bernadetta's support right now?
They'll all say, there goes that Annette, the girl with the funny ideas about food. You're just the evilest of villains, Felix. I'll hate you forever.
God, she does sound like Bernadetta right now. Good lord.
I was just trying to be nice. Funny ideas about food. Even the bullies in her head are ridiculous. I really don't understand.
Mwop, mwop. That was certainly a thing. I'll tell you that much. Alright, so now we've got Ingrid. Ingrid doesn't have many. Let's do BFF Dorothea. So this one's quite funny because it goes on about Dorothea doing a play and Ingrid getting all dressed up and stuff. It's kind of like the Mercedes one, where Mercedes goes on about how Ingrid should use more makeup and stuff like that. Dorothea's a bit more active with it, but because they are so close and because Ingrid is very beautiful, she doesn't really not because she doesn't like it, she just never felt the need to try.
He's very excited. He's already doing a ton of work for the show. I see. What's it about?
Also, this is definitely a pre-time skip support, because like post-time skip, motherfucker, we ain't got time for this.
But our princess,
Bruh.
she carries the fate of her country on her shoulders. And no matter how in love she is,
marry who she wants.
marry whoever
Or
she
can
wants.
she?
Or can
The
she?
plot does thicken.
That's quite a story. Sounds tragic and beautiful. Who will be playing the princess?
Me. I was a singer in an opera company, though I hope I'm not being too presumptuous casting myself. Even if you're not interested in being part of the production, you will come to see it, won't you?
Then again, at the same time, operas were kind of like, again, back then, operas and theatre plays were like a main pastime. You know, it was kind of like, you know, kind of like watching TV for a lot of people, so they were very common. It's not like, you know, it's not like here when theatre's more of a, while it's still around, it's more of a special event, you type in, it costs a lot more. Back then, theatre was just kind of the day-to-day thing.
Please, don't worry if you can't.
Who's best girl so far? Currently in this game, Dorothea. But there are a lot of wonderful ladies in Three Houses. So many of them.
No, it's not that. I just, I struggle.
It's like, I struggle at looking elegant. Have you seen your post-time? Look at you right now, Ingrid. You have one of the best post-time skip designs in the entire game. Dorothea's like, bitch, you fucking liar.
I do myself up in elegant clothing.
Ingrid's like, oh, I don't know how to look pretty. I don't know how to look elegant. I've looked in the mirror lately.
If fashion's your concern, lady, you're in luck.
It's one of those things that Ingrid goes on about, oh, I don't really care about my looks. Then explain this.
For the occasion, no one will take you seriously. But don't worry about a thing. I'll happily work my magic on you.
Again, everyone's just like pinning her down and slap some foundation on this woman.
Beautiful woman in the theater.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
I think it's Lolly with an I, Slade. I mean, either way, tomato. So yeah, we did Ingrid. Now we got Dorothea, Felix, and Manuela. I want to see the Felix one I quite like, actually. Because Dorothea is not just, you know, what do you call it, a dainty little thing we do. Dorothea will kick your ass.
I'm leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but...
What do you want?
You've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. You're trying to get close to me, aren't you? You want to marry into House Fraldari.
Maybe.
Nice try, Felix, but it's not like any old noble will...
After all, I have a slight prejudice towards them. I mean, for God's sake, I hate Ferdinand. He's one of the nicest people here.
I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Dorothea, the fairy godmother? In a sense, yes.
Interesting. I'm not...
So we're going to get Fire in Three Houses with Dorothea played by Helena Bonham Carter. That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
Unsociable. Yes, that's the word. Unsociable.
Yeah.
Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why?
Yeah, and obviously Dorothea's, again, Linhardt goes into this very well, where Dorothea is very concerned about how others think of her, whereas Linhardt doesn't give two fucks. And obviously they have to come to a middle ground on the subject matter. Because obviously, don't, you know, I'd say, it, like, obviously, you shouldn't be too fussed about what people say of you, just, you know, but at the same time, take it to heart. Because obviously what people say about you kind of like, it reflects on your character and maybe you can learn from it. But at the same time, don't act like what people say about you means absolutely nothing. But it's also, the key is to figure out like what to actually listen to and what's just noise. Because obviously people say lots of things about me in the YouTube comments. And, you know, some of it I do learn from and reflect from in terms of like, you know, reading back with certain things, focusing on certain things. And then others is just, you know, general hate and you know to ignore that.
I don't pretend to know your true nature.
Dorothea played by Whitney
Very
Houston.
good understanding of my own.
Oh, wait, Dorothea played by Whitney Houston. Yeah, I was gonna say, Whitney Houston's dead. I get why because of the whole voice thing, but Whitney Houston's dead. Yeah.
Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
Later, bitch! Get the fuck off my screen!
I actually did see that movie, documentary about Whitney Houston's life. Very interesting stuff. I didn't realize how famous she was, but then again, also, I really came to appreciate just how incredible of a singing voice she had. Oh, Lysithea. She's only got two. Oh, wait, no, she's got a few. Felix. You know what? I've never seen a Lysithea Cyril one. I'm curious.
This one ought to do.
What are you doing, Cyril?
I'm picking out logs to carry back and chop into firewood.
You can't expect to carry all these by yourself.
Lysithea, I've seen your strength stat.
Nah, I got it. I don't want you getting hurt. Logs are heavy sometimes.
I'm well aware. You should accept the help being offered. I'm older and wiser.
You don't look older and wiser.
Lysithia, you seem a bit shaky. You okay?
Yep, totally fine. I'm just kind of losing my grip on this log.
Goodness, this is why Edelgard treats her so well, because she knows Lysithia is kind of frail. And also, you know, probably doesn't have long to live. Edelgard's been there, and Edelgard is like beefy. Lysithia is not.
I didn't realize they'd be that heavy. I couldn't even walk in a straight line.
Do I like football? Well, are you talking about football as in English football or American football? Because I'm indifferent to either. I like sport just fine, I'm just not big on either football or American football or soccer as you would put it.
Well,
I'm more of a swimming tennis person.
Hang on. Shouldn't you rest for a bit?
Wood still needs chopping. I got a bunch.
So obviously, Lysithia probably doesn't realize how hard Cyril works, but he does it like he doesn't really do it for personal gain or anything like that. He does it just to help out Lady Rhea.
Let me help you carry the chopped wood.
You know how rough firewood is? You'll get splinters if you carry it with your soft hands.
You can't be serious.
You're just not cut out for this kind of work. Look at your hands. They're like a princess.
Oh, it's Cyril!
No point in you learning to chop wood, is there? You don't need to know how to do that stuff. You and me live in different worlds. There's no point lowering yourself.
So probably Lysithia might say to pick himself up, you know.
Our worlds aren't so different. We're together right now, aren't we?
Sure, we live in the same places now, but that's not gonna last forever.
That's the thing, Cyril doesn't really try to make friends with people. He's very just content doing what he's doing. But then again, Cyril lived in such a lonely and poor life that he's probably kind of used to just being alone and not meshing with others. Because even Mercedes went on about, I don't think he even has many friends. By the way, Vader, well met, good to see you. Yeah. So the only, well, Vader, that depends on the game because trying to kill Horus is actually quite difficult. Honestly, God, it's like didn't you die at the end? Yeah, but that was the very end of the Radiant Dawn one. All right, so Marianne doesn't have one, Hilda doesn't have one, Sepheth's got one. Oh God. All right, before we continue, I need a drink because I'm gonna need it for this bit. Just because Sepheth's face at one point makes me laugh so hard. It's the type of face where you should play the X-Files theme. Like he just dun 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 dun. Or the Inception. Okay. Shall we? Yeah.
Flame.
So obviously Sephiroth just being... Alright, honestly, God, their ace support is absolutely adorable. It's so sweet and sentimental. But before that, it's, kind of the back and forth bickering. It's really funny.
I think a kidnapping is good cause for concern. I was so worried about you I nearly fainted.
Had that not happened, I would have never been allowed to join the professor's class.
Oh, such an optimistic little sweetheart.
That is a dangerous attitude. This world is full of peril.
You know what? The Inception thing would be... No, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun would be actually good for the soundboard, not gonna lie. Well, I mean, there's a plot twist.
I allowed you to enroll here only because I thought it best for your safety.
I am very much aware of that. You wanted to speak to me of something?
Yes, my dear little sister. You are kind beyond all measure, and you are the very picture of
You are a platelet.
But precisely because of these very fine qualities, I worry about your interactions with the others here.
Obviously, he's being a little bit overprotective at the moment. I get that she's thingamajig, but Flame's not an idiot.
As your brother, it is my duty to help you with any concerns you may have.
I do appreciate the offer, but all the students and professors have treated me exceptionally well.
Can we have one father and nephew that's not overprotective and are an asshat? Yeah, Grail. Easy.
Even so, there must be at least some worry.
Grail's a really good dad.
He may not conceal anything from me.
I mean, if you want to get technical, Crom's also, yeah.
There's truly nothing to share, and nothing for you to fret
Yeah, really good. Because I have Lego Star Wars, I just can't remember how the Lego Yoda death sound went. It's been a while.
Are you
yeah, Edelwood too. Edelwood and... Yeah, well, no, Hector is overprotective, so yeah. Super Mario Gamer. Well, mate, good to see you.
Enough! I made it clear that nothing is wrong. I stand by my word. Well,
Oh, here it comes, everybody.
concern that comes to mind.
What is it? Tell me. I will help however I can.
There is a certain somebody who seems determined to get in the way of my friendships with my classmates.
What? That's horrible. Fear not.
Again, I love the facial animation in this game. They're really good.
Just tell me his name.
Oh yeah, Geralt was a good dad too. Yeah.
It is you, brother. Now then, I must be on my way.
Nani? Sevim's face just like done. Okay, this is where you put the do 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 do. Oh, I love it. He had to wait. He's still trying to process. It's just like what?
Let's see. I was speaking to her. I asked her to share her concerns, and was there something else?
Again, he kind of blanked it from his mind. It's like what?
Fear not, Flame. Your brother.
That's the biggest duck face ever. Chris, well met, good to see you. Right, so we've done Sephiroth, now we've got Flame again. Ooh, Flame Dimitri. Let's see what they're up to.
Why are you out and about so late?
You know what? Put Platelet and Dimitri's white blood cell.
Hello, Flame. I could ask you the same thing.
Me? I was feeling restless and came here to think.
I see. I'm here for the...
It's like, hey, before I got better, this was literally where I'd stand all day, just doing this.
How funny. But, are you feeling well? You look fairly pale.
It's nothing. I just...
You know what? You know what? It's really, really funny. This game has some low ass res backgrounds. You know, it reminds me of this one post. I can't remember what it was, but it was this one post I saw. It kind of exploded where this one person was comparing Persona 5 Royal to Free Houses, going on about how Free Houses is amazing, apparently Persona 5 Royal is shit. That's ridiculous. Both games are fantastic. They shouldn't need to be, and even then they're very different. You shouldn't compare them. But one was going on about how Persona 5 Royal looked like a PS3 game, and Free Houses was really great graphics. So it's like, bro, have you seen Free Houses? I'm sorry. Like, it looks okay. Like, it looks okay at best.
That's kind of
Taco Mental, well, good to see you. It was just a silly thing. It's like one of the things like, it's where a case of, why would you compare them? They're both fantastic games, just enjoy them both.
But, why not? Have I offended you somehow?
This headache is something I've dealt with for a while.
Yeah, it's obviously he's tormented.
Ever
still.
since my family and friends were murdered before my eyes.
It's also a case of why would you compare the games as very different? Yeah, well, one of them's a JRPG, but one of
to be forgotten.
The thing is, Fire Emblem is a strategy game, more so RPG, in the same vein of say like Final Fantasy and Persona and stuff like that. They're not the one for one.
I feel this headache is a reminder of sorts, of those I failed to protect, and of their murderers who still roam free.
I see. That would explain your somber demeanor. Still, I do not agree with all you are saying. I feel that if I were your father or any of your dear friends whom you lost, I would want you to let go of.
So obviously, don't hold on to the grief of losing a loved one.
I would never want someone.
Obviously, it's going to be difficult to let go, but eventually you have to move on.
And I doubt they would.
Or at least in your own way, because again, depending on the loved one, no one ever truly moves on, if you know what I mean.
Perhaps. Unfortunately, they have left this world, so I can no longer ask their preference.
We cannot ask them directly, but we can imagine how they might have felt. You know who they were as people.
Cordelia. Oh, I like how there's so many of these first time moves. It's like Felix and then comments like first time. Just first time for everything.
I want you to remember me in a way that brings you joy. I would want you to smile when you recalled me, to feel warmed by the
So obviously,
that I
cherish the memories you have with the people. Don't, be upset because they're gone. Rather be happy that you knew them.
I cannot imagine I am the only one who feels this.
So, life advice for, but obviously, if you know who Flame really is, it makes sense. But it's very, very sweet, the sweet innocence. Bless her soul.
must apologize.
Again, I like how Thane is very wise and, very well spoken and articulate and very sweet lady. But she's also very childlike and it's adorable.
Get some rest now. Please do not.
I think they balance it well rather than being too much of a juxtaposition. Because she's never too stupid and crazy. And at the same time, she's never too adult and grown up and stick in the mud.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Okay, done that. Now we have Hanneman, of all people. I'm curious about the Annette one.
And that should explain it. Did you understand all of that?
And that's just like, nope.
I did. Thank you very much. Oh, but I was also wondering about this part here.
Kill one of them.
Questioning something like this is proof that your understanding has grown. Most impressive.
Yeah, Hanneman really grew on me. He's got some of the most interesting perspectives on character situations ever. I really, really like it.
Wonderful. I can't wait.
I believe that should explain everything, yes? Any further questions?
None. Thank you so much. I feel so great. I'm really sorry for taking up so much of your time, though.
Not at all. Not.
I'm more than happy to teach people. I have a very interesting fascination with teaching and quests in particular.
And you have.
In fact, I'm surprised that this thing in question has not been on the subject of quests, because that's kind of what his support's kind of thing. I even love how in his bio support he goes on about, "I'm sorry, I keep bringing it up. I can't. It's he tries to steer away from it, but he keeps coming back to it."
That's so nice of you to say.
Oh, Hanneman.
I'll do my best.
He really feels like an experienced individual, and I love that.
If only your friends would learn from your example. Yes, a classroom full of attentive, studious pupils would be quite refreshing.
El Shirix, well met, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a good evening, Miss Annette. And do not hesitate to ask any...
So obviously, Annette is the ideal student because she has been very enthusiastic and grateful and stuff like that, and she really does get involved in everything.
Wait! You'll trip if you leave like that!
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay, so now we've done that. We've got Miss Manuela. Dorothy, why not?
Professor Manuela.
Obviously, they have a thing, she was like Dorothea's mentor, so, very, very personal relation there and stuff like that.
Too true, Dorothea. We hardly have a moment to spare.
Which is good. I'm glad that they did, considering they're both in the opera. It's good that they. Could you imagine if, it's like, we're both in the opera, do you guys know each other? Haven't the fuckiest. It's like, what? Metsu Corpus, well met, good to see you.
Somehow you've gotten even prettier. The years have been kind to you.
That's something like a rose telling a daisy it's pretty, but...
Ladies, you're both beautiful. Come on.
Oh, honey, if that's the case, I hope you'll work hard to never become a rose like me. Too many thorns.
Oh, there may be quite a lot of thorns, but the rose itself is very beautiful.
You should be proud.
That's a...
I mean, yeah, if you do think about it, Manuela is a very, again, she has one hell of a, she's achieved a lot, considering she, star of the opera and now a teacher at, Garrick Mark. She has an impressive resume. That woman has done very well for herself.
How did you end up enrolled at the academy anyway? I know you didn't have any family connections. How'd you do it?
Well, if you want to get technical, I mean, they never go into it, but it's kind of implied that Dorothy had to butter a certain number of people up. If this was an even darker storyline, you probably know what she would have had to do. I'd rather not go into it.
And very hard. Especially while I was still singing for the opera. But I wanted the academy more than anything else.
Oh yeah, I can totally get down with them as a couple, and their A support is so lovely. By the way, well met, Dr. Chishin.
You've always had to find your own way in life, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Dorothea doesn't have anyone to doesn't have any family or personal connections she can rely on. She's just got to do everything herself.
Still though, you haven't said why you worked so hard to get into Garrick Mach.
Oh yes, Primrose and Dorothea is I've been there. We've both been there.
Because you were here.
When you retired, it broke my heart. But it also...
So obviously Dorothea, Manuela inspires Dorothea in like the best ways possible.
who shines
Everything is lovely. At the same time, Dorothea helps to make Manuela a better person because, you know, one of the things they go into is because Dorothea is there, Manuela does really try to clean up her act because she wants to be a good example for Dorothea.
and what I wanted it to look like. As ever, I followed your lead.
Oh my.
Well, I'm rather flustered by this.
Say.
I had also heard that the heirs to the Alliance, Empire, and the Kingdom were all enrolling...
And it's like, well, if I could get into bed with one of them...
With such an exceptional crop of potential spouses, how could I go anywhere
Which is funny, because I can't support with Dimitri. Wop, wop.
You're after your dreams, a future, and a good partner.
There have been good people, definitely. But as for my future, we'll see. It's so nice to spend time with you again, Manuela.
Sorry for the yawn. It's been a long week. This is just, you know, I've got a stream tomorrow as well, but at least with tomorrow, because it's October, will be a bit more because of the gameplay. I'm just reading through supports right now. So now we've got we did Manuela, and we've got Alois. I didn't realize, we can support with Dimitri? Interesting. Staff Atlas, well, mate, good to see you, and don't worry about being late. I'm just glad you're here.
How unlike you.
I had intended to train, but this rain is unreal.
It's like, fuck the rain.
Yes, it's really coming down out there. Makes it hard to go outside, I suppose.
Phoenix is like, pussies! Just like training in the rain. Everyone just looks at him like, try hard.
Poorly.
Sometimes I'm not sure why I even bother.
Okay.
Yes. Quite.
Sorry, that one was pretty bad. I think this weather is putting a damper on my sense
Shut
of
up.
humor.
At any rate, did you need me for something?
Yes. You seem to have the time to spare, so would you help me organize our stock of weapons?
Yeah, again, Dorothea's like, I may not be able to get with the leader of the Alliance of the Kingdom, but I could get with the Emperor.
I bet you're no slouch at physical labor.
And it's like, and I'm the exact same gender, so...
Of course, I'd be happy to help. I was just hoping for a useful way to pass the time until the rain lets up.
I appreciate it. I don't know how I do it all on my own. You know, it's great that you're willing to help with this kind of thing. Some nobles are so self-important.
Yeah, they really go into how some... like, again, a lot of nobles are a bunch of pompous pricks. Again, not funny.
Maybe that was disrespectful. If he's going to lop off my head, he'd better go ahead and do it. I can't...
It's like, just kill me already.
Listen, Your Highness, that joke, I didn't mean to...
Oh, we actually found it funny.
NANI? Huh?
Oh my... I'm sorry,
It's so weird with seeing Dimitri laugh like this.
Wait, you mean you actually found it funny?
Oh goodness.
Oh, it was that bad.
I see.
But when a joke is unfunny to a certain degree, it somehow comes full circle.
Alois, so bad he's good.
That's not exactly what I was going for.
Hey, you know, take any victory.
I don't think I've ever seen you laugh so loudly.
It's true. Laughter is not one of my strong suits. I actually can't recall the last time I laughed like that.
And genuine laughter, especially, is just like, it's a really, really fun. It's a lovely thing, genuine laughter. Again, when you see someone just laughing their ass off, it's just such a nice thing. And thankfully, during these streams, thanks to you guys, I tend to laugh my ass off because you people make some really good jokes.
My apologies. I should refrain from commenting on the quality of your jokes. What's important is that they bring joy, right?
That does it. Next time I make you laugh, I'm gonna make you admit it was a good quality joke. Now, if you'll
Hey, I've got one for you. Random fake story.
some top-notch rib ticklers.
Alois, what about organizing the weapons? Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
Well, that's that for Alois. Catherine's got a few actually. I'm gonna see the Lysiphia because of one, because I want to know where that go. Alright, biggest choke in FE history? Might be, but there's also Radiant Dawn unit balancing, Radiant Dawn supports, Binding Blades RNG, Sacred Stone's difficulty, Celica's moment, Echo's map design, Celica's moment in with Jeddah, and there's also think of another really, really fucking stupid moment in Fire Emblem. Path of Radiance's battle animations, and there's also Thracia's like Fog of War and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot. Path of Radiance's main mode. So yeah, Lysithea and Catherine, because Lysithea can actually use Thunderbrand. Again, I brought this up, I think, with Azora Biswalker, Lucina 21, where it's like if Lysithea had Thunderbrand, she'd jump around like Yoda, going, yeah, yeah. I could imagine her just jumping around swinging Thunderbrand as a tiny little midget of a person just swinging the sword around. Like, I would literally laugh my ass off.
I do. What do you need to speak with me about?
I was thinking about the time we talked about our crests bringing bad weather.
This is really stupid. This is a really stupid basis for our support, but what the hell?
Yes. We never did get to test that theory, since I haven't found any sun-bringing folks.
Joking aside, each crest is unique in how it impacts the bearer's life. I've seen more than my share of crest bearers, after all.
Oh god, I felt my jaw kind of, not snap, but do something.
Certainly, but I don't see your point.
Yeah,
I'm not a crest scholar. I don't know all the details.
That's what Hannah is for.
Guessing a person's crest just by looking at them. Forgive me, but do you have two?
And the cat's out of the bag. Yes, basically.
Well,
you don't have to tell me. I mean, it shouldn't even be possible to be.
It's like, I gotta keep my crest, my thing about two crests hidden. Edelgard, do you have two crests? Catherine, do you have two crests? Linhardt, do you have two crests? Hanneman, do you have two crests? Like, Siffi, you really suck at this.
So if you do have two, you must be sitting on some major secrets.
it's nice to know that someone understands.
Of course. Everyone has things they would rather not.
Yeah, Catherine's like really likes to talk about her past, which I want to know more about. Because again, whenever you try to bring it up, she acts like it doesn't exist.
Catherine's not my real name. Maybe I'm an outlaw on the run from my homeland.
That can't be true, can it?
Alright, thank you very much for tuning in, Tackle.
I was kidding. Though, who knows? Maybe there is some truth in it. My point is, no matter what secrets we're keeping, I'm still me, and you're still you. I do worry a little about you. You never seem to let your guard down around other people. That can't be easy. You know, it's important for you to relax once in a while.
Yeah, Catherine does take, all things considered, despite Catherine being, trying to, keeping a lot of stuff concealed, she is a very laid-back person.
That's easy. Just gab with your friends about something pointless, and the stress will fade away. I'm always happy to chat, if you're interested.
And that, Catherine does have that whole, when she's on duty, she's very serious, but other times she's just very chill and relaxed.
Why are you being so kind to me anyway?
I just feel a certain kinship with you. We both have crests of Karen, and we both have secrets we can't...
Not to mention we're two of the best units in the game, so yeah. Well, at least Catherine's really damn good pre-pro. I mean, come on, join for fucking Thunderbrand.
Have someone around who actually seems to understand me.
Good.
It's nice to know this support actually went somewhere, because I'm sorry, that bad weather thing was really fucking stupid. But hey, it turned into something very nice.
I really like that. Someone as wonderful as you is my big sister?
Well, don't you just say the cutest things. That's my little sister for you.
Let the fan fiction commence. And while I do that, I'm going to take a break. We're an hour in, and we've got through at least one of each person. I don't know how many we can get through in the end, but hopefully it will be a lot more. Again, we're making very good progress. If anything, I might get through as many now, and if there's a few left over, we can just fit them into another episode and we just do, other chapters. Because usually a chapter takes about an hour, and then we've got an hour and 45 minutes left. So again, getting through all of these now will make it easier come later. Not to mention, doing it will allow us to reach like A support with characters who are currently at the B1, because some people are at the B or the B plus or the C plus and so on. Indeedy. Alright, so Shamir and myself. I've already seen this one, I really like it, because it goes into getting Shamir's whole character arc.
10 years.
As a whole, because obviously she's an assassin, she's a mercenary, and she's a very like stoic and very, you know, disconnected person. But her whole thing is, she is with many characters, is that she over time does grow a personal connection to people within Garrick Mark and to all of you, so she has reasons for staying. Because the whole thing was like, when the war's over, I'll just move on and do other mercenary work, but now she has, you know, a reason to actually stay with people. It's not just you. It's the same with Petra and Caspar and Cyril and stuff like that. She has, because of these personal connections, she has a reason to stay on instead of just being more than a mercenary. So she finds more meaning out of life. But here it goes back into her past and like the first partner she had. That's probably why she's so disconnected, because, you know,
To be honest,
she lost someone very important to her, and it's not easy to reconnect with someone when you lose someone so important to you.
I'm just teasing. I know it's not your fault. You just remind me of him. You give off a similar air. It's uncanny. You even have the same inflection, which makes no sense because we only ever spoke Dagdan. I don't know what it is.
I always wondered, yeah, again, I wondered if them, aside from like, you know, Path of Radiance, whoever did the thing where there are actual different languages in the universe. Because again, that thing I brought up in a Mock the Emblem with Hinoka, it's like, why are we speaking English? I'm pretty sure we're Japanese.
That's fair. It's not your fault. It's my fault for getting caught up in memories. Still.
You know what's funny? Shamir's got this really cool design, but if she took that jacket off, it would just be like, God damn!
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Considering she basically wears a corset.
That's enough of
And, I'm sorry, corsets are one of the best items of clothing anyone can wear, because it's, oh my god, they're so good. Yeah.
Good question.
Like straight up, again, could you imagine, just like, again, imagine Shamir without the green jacket. Yep. And suddenly everyone's just like, yep. Yep.
You're next.
But again, I think the thing that's so alluring about Shamir is like, despite the thing, like her outfit is pretty, you know, because of the colours, it's not super bold, but the outfit itself has style. And, you know, she has nice hair and all that jazz, but it's not overly done. Shamir's just really cool. She's just so cool. That's what I like about Shamir. She's just cool. She's not like trying too hard to be edgy or like, yeah, bro, or like, oh, I'm so independent, or I'm like, oh, I'm so tough. She's just a...
I'm a boss ass bitch, 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 bitch.
Just fine navigating this world, wherever I decide to go.
Okay, so we're back at the start, and we're back with me. So, who to... let's go with Flame. Baby Flame.
Oh, hello, Professor. How nice to see you. I was actually just thinking about you.
Everyone in this game is always thinking about me.
Just a moment ago? Well, I am afraid I just do not understand you. When we first met, I sensed something different about you, something mysterious. And now I am convinced your existence itself is very...
Is it the hair? It's the hair, isn't it?
Thinking on it, I know it to be true. You have a crest that should have been lost long ago. You wield the sword of the Creator as if it is nothing.
It's almost like...
Your hair and eye color changed on that day 5 years.
It's almost like you're the main character.
To the same sort of color as mine and my brother.
Hint, hint, hint. No, they're not actually related, but hint, hint, hint.
I do not know. My brother refuses to speak to me of it. Since then, you have led us into battle, and thus far, we have always come out victorious.
Whereas Bios is like, well, I've actually screwed up a couple of times, but luckily I can time travel.
Your comrades and colleagues adore you. They believe in you, in your strength. I doubt there is a single soul who is likened to you. Who are you, really?
I'm Batman.
I simply do not understand. Whatever the case may
Again,
be,
just probably be confused as having such an exceptional person. But then again, Byleth is a mystery.
exceptional about you.
You find out who Byleth really is in Silver Snow, and honestly, it's one of the nicest moments for Rhea. It's a real nice redemption type thing for her. But again, it just comes so out of nowhere, that last bit.
Unlike others. Surely you recall when I was targeted, specifically for my blood? I may not be special in the ways you are, but my blood is rare. It seems the two of us share a special...
Yeah, well, rarities.
I also believe that we are bound together in some way. Of this I am certain. Therefore, I intend to stay by your side and watch over you. Your existence must be preserved at all cost.
I want to protect you. You're the baby.
Certainly those are the hero. Let us unite our powers. Together, we are unstoppable.
I mean, to be fair, Dancer and Byleth, go for it. Alright, so now we have a... Oh, sorry, Dimitri. Who with the... Well, he's only got 3 left. Let's go with Annette. See what Dimitri and Annette are up to.
Your Highness, I have a little favor to ask.
Oh, I don't think it's a full redemption of Rhea, but it's definitely, you know, it's the most redemption we see of her in the game. I'm not saying she's fully redeemed. It's just, you know, it is a moment of, you know, humility, and, you know, kind of like, you know, opening up, because that's the biggest problem with Rhea. She never admitted she was wrong, and she would never open up. So at least she's kind of doing that. I'm not saying she's redeemed, but it is a redemption, so to speak. Yeah.
Of course. How may I be of...
Oh yeah, Silver Snow's final chapter's kick-ass music. Shit chapter though. Not only that, but it just feels so boring. Like, honest to God, at least the final chapter in, like, Crimson Flower, you're in a fucking burning village and all that jazz. This one's just kind of like, oh, we're here again. We've done this map 3 times.
Well, I was hoping you could tell me about my father. I imagine he was a very different man at home than he was at work.
Ah, so you wish to hear about the Gustav...
So obviously different perspectives on thing, because obviously Dimitri probably sees in more favourable light, whereas Annette doesn't.
To me, he was a teacher of martial arts and tactics. He was someone I depended on since I was a small child. But he was also a very stern and strict instructor.
And Azora, that's why it was the first pathway they did in Free House. What, did they look at the first pathway in Free House and like, okay, we can't make 3 more of these, we've got to really step up our game. They probably put all the effort into Verdant Wind and Azora Moon, because Crimson Flower, while I really enjoy it and it has great moments, it doesn't make sense why it's shorter than the other 2.
I feel like we can talk like this because of our time at the academy. But if you saw me speaking so casually to you, oh my goodness, you would probably faint.
Is that so? Funny. I suppose in front of his family he...
Well, my problem with Silver Sword's story is that it kind of just doesn't really do anything. It's literally, it starts the same as Blue Lions, and then suddenly becomes Verdant Wind, and then just ends abruptly. There's no consistent, like, flowing thing. You know, at least... I can't speak for Verdant Wind because I haven't played it. But I know what goes on, but yeah. But at least with Azora Moon and Crimson Flower, there's a distinct end goal, and there's a focus there. Like, even though... Again, I really praise Azora Moon for this. Even though Dimitri does backpedal and goes to fight Cornelia despite what that happens, the end goal is Edelgard. He just has to go through certain routes to get there. But at the end of the day, the end goal is there. They even set up the Cornelia thing beforehand, so it's not like it's out of place. The same way Edelgard, the end goal is Rhea, but she has to go through, you know, a thing. And they set up her dealing with, you know, her uncle and those who live in the dark beforehand. It's all there. The Silver Snow stuff just comes out of nowhere, and it feels so out of place.
As you well know, autumn in the capital is very cold. Now, imagine being up on the mountain at night with no idea what might jump out from the shadows. That, in a nutshell, is the Gustav I knew.
I can hardly imagine that. He was completely different with me.
I recall one other defining detail. He used to speak of you in every possible...
So that's probably very sentimental for her.
Really? What would he say about me?
No. There's one story he used to tell from when you were very small.
No, stop! It's probably too embarrassing.
And she went straight Bernadetta again.
Perhaps.
Look, I'll promise to forget the stories he told me about you if you return the favor. Deal?
Yes, that's...
It's obviously two people, same person, different relations, and how they go back and forth. Interesting. Definitely interesting. So to do... might as well go with Felix, because again, apparently Felix is a dickhead, so yeah.
Hey,
see where this goes. What do you want, asshole?
You defended me in battle. Why?
Because you have a defense staff worth fuck all.
Wish for our military strength to be depleted. The loss of your strength would be significant.
Which is true.
You are a colossal idiot. One slip up and you would have died. You think you would have been happy about that?
No, I do not.
Then why protect me? I thought you were his mindless weapon, his sword and shield.
You're the sword here.
I heard about your brother. He was a Dusker. He died to protect His Highness.
He did, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Are you repaying some kind of debt? I hope you're not going to praise his death. I hear enough of that from my old man.
I will not praise it then. Instead, I will say I would have done the same in his position. Is it really so unnatural to put one's life on the line to protect a brother in arms?
To hear a rabid dog call me a brother in arms.
Your insults are merely an attempt to avoid addressing me as what I am. I am a man of Dusker, yet you were concerned for my life.
Concerned is a strong word. Your death would have been...
It's not like I like you or anything to do, Baka.
Coming from you, that is enough.
What's that supposed to mean? I just meant... Never mind. Okay, go ahead, protect me. But if you act like a fool and get yourself killed, I'll kill you.
That literally makes no sense, Felix. If you get yourself killed, I'll kill you. I'm already dead.
How can you...
Sometimes I'm not sure why I even bother.
See, he gets it. He gets it. Oh my god. He's gone full tsundere. Oh, Felix, you're adorable. He went full tsundere. Dudu and Benny would be quite cute. Oh, Felix, you little rapscallion. See what Felix and Lysithia are up to. Nom 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 nom. Fucking cookies.
Ah, yes. These are the moments I live for.
I don't understand you.
You again?
Can you see I'm busy eating? Nom 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 nom. It'd be really funny if Lysithia did have cake in her hand. I'm busy right now. Fuck off, peasant. I'm busy.
So how did you like the cake? I bet you ate it, didn't you? I knew it was irresistible. What was the experience like? I'm curious, from a research perspective.
Which is better, white chocolate or raspberry?
I don't know, I didn't eat it. I gave it to some kid.
You gave it to some undeserving...
Hey, come on, kids love, treats.
We've been over this. I don't like sweets.
For that you must die.
Cake is not a sweet. Cake is the divine essence of the heavens.
Oh boy.
Everyone has their own tastes.
That's true, but life without cake is no life.
But what if they're diabetic? Shit! She's like, oh shit.
Your dismissiveness regarding cake is inexcusable.
You know what? You know, it's funny. I praise Free Houses so much for having these really deep and interesting supports. And we're talking about cake. Fates did the same thing with pickles.
Sometimes I'm not sure why.
You know what? It
even
works in
bother.
Free Houses because it's a generally darker game, so these light-hearted supports actually work well, and they do it on characters that make sense. Because Lysithia does love cake and sweets, so it does make sense for her, and she's not a stick in the mud. Fates was just too comedic most of the time.
Fixated on this.
I simply can't resist the spongy magnificence of cakes. I don't understand how you can be so dispassionate.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. Yeah, here's the thing. Light Sophia likes cake, but that's not her personality. Whereas with Hisama, he is literally just pickles. I mean, cake is lovely, don't get me wrong. I like to bake a few myself, and I've actually posted some on Twitter. Come on, open up already!
I don't want it.
But I made this one, with care and attention. Love, even. And I went light on the sugar, just for you.
Not light enough, I bet. If I eat this, will you stop bothering me?
No. Will you stop bothering me? No.
Just don't give it to some silly child.
What, like yourself? Oh!
Next go give it to ya, he go give it to ya. Next go give it to ya, he go give it to ya.
Let's get this over with.
Alright, Cake, you don't like me and I don't like you. Get roasted, Lysithia. Sorry, alright. We'll do Ash next, but before that, I need to take a break. I need to reel back from that. That was funny. Hey, maybe clip that if you want, if someone can. Oh my god, I just realized, do you know who Lysithia's best friend would be? Perry, because Perry's really good at making food, especially sweets. So Lysithia will be like, you can kill all the people you want, just make me more of those fucking treats. And hey, Perry, they do point out, Perry is damn good at it. It's like, I may be a psychopath, but I can make a damn good meal. So wait, the next one's Ash, right? Yes, it is Ash. So, who to do Ash with? Probably to do, because we can reach the... Still need to reach the A spot. Okay, so yeah, now I've got to do an Ash. Let's see where this goes. Oh, kiss already!
You don't like to talk much, huh, Dedu?
What gave that away?
I am not skilled in conversation.
I only have a D rank in conversation.
Any particular reason?
Then again, that could reflect charm.
I am only here at the monastery because this is where His Highness wishes me to be. Many here are frightened of me, disgusted by me.
I mean, they see my defense stat and they quiver in fear. Have you seen how many times I got critical?
That makes sense. A lot of people hate Dusker. They think all kinds of terror.
Very much so, yeah. Hawkeye, definitely parallels between himself and Hawkeye.
We sound like true monsters.
All that propaganda.
Why are you smiling? Shouldn't it make you angry?
I suppose.
Again, and to do, you get used to it.
If those people would just talk to you, I'm sure they'd change their minds.
Racism in a nutshell. You actually get to know these people. You don't judge people based on the way they look, you judge them on who they are.
I'll admit that when I first got here, I
You couldn't give two fucks about what the person looked like. It depends on who the person is.
I didn't know if it was okay to talk to you.
Obviously, physical appearance can kind of... Usually a person's physical features sometimes reflect the type of person they are, but obviously not always. But that's more... Actually, you see that a lot more so in fiction because you can design a character where their design literally reflects their personality. Whereas when it comes to people, that's not always the case, but usually by facial expression and what clothes they wear, you can get a feel.
We can work on that. Tell me about Dusker. What was your hometown like?
Calm. More forested than Fargus. Each town had a specialty. Smithing, fishing.
Appearances can be deceiving.
You would be better off reading about it in a book.
Okay, maybe you're right. But answer me one thing. You're a great cook, and you learned at home. Why don't you make more Dusker style?
Yeah, I mean, come on!
As we have established, people hate...
Nah, but I'm sorry. One of the best ways to embrace culture is with cuisine. Like, honest to God. That's, like, again, as someone who lives in the UK, we fucking love, we love a Chinese, we love Indian food, we love... Again, if you go into central London, you can find just about every type of cuisine there is. We love it.
Food
again,
by itself, maybe.
I'm just saying, it is one of the best ways to embrace other cultures and stuff. Start with food, because, oh my God, food is like universal. Everyone loves it. I mean, certain cuisines aren't for everyone, but it's one of the best ways to try. I personally absolutely love Chinese food, but also I like Indian food too. I like Moroccan food. You know, I like African food. I like Jamaican stuff like that. You know, I like lots of different types of food.
I am pleased to hear you say so.
Oh, young little Ash. Again, I know a lot of people really like Mexican food too. French, you know, stuff like that. German. Just getting really, really good stuff. All the different cultures. Alright, so we've done Ash, now it's Sylvain. Sylvain's got quite a few. Let's check out his Mercedes one, because that one he said, like, let's get married, and he was like, oh, okay.
Mercedes, you're looking divine as always.
Giggity. I mean, that's the thing. Mercedes actually has a very alluring and very well-defined body. She's just, again, her attitude and the clothes she wears, she doesn't really flaunt it. But then that makes sense for her. You wouldn't see Mercedes walk around in like a skimpy outfit. Until she gets a bunny hole, in which case everyone just goes, damn!
Coming out to see me.
Since when did Mercedes have titties?
Just the two of us meeting at this time of night? You moved quicker than I thought.
I don't know what speed has to do with it, but there was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Ah, okay. I probably should have figured that out.
Oh yeah, I've seen South African food in the UK. Again, if you go around anywhere in the UK, especially around central London, you'll find just about any cuisine. You'll see it anywhere.
I can be so forgetful at times. I neglected to mention this the other day. I meant to say...
Also, I just noticed there's no music in this support for some reason. Oh, now there's music. Oh, thanks, game. It's like, oh shit. No, it's like, there's music in the support. The game, oh shit, turn on the music.
Huh? Me?
Your parents have placed a great deal of pressure on you.
Yeah, and now Mercedes gets it.
And it's all because...
And obviously Mercedes probably feels similarly, but not the same.
Put up with such lofty expectations.
All of the kingdom's noble houses expect a lot from their heirs. I'm no different from any other noble guy or gal. We've all got responsibilities.
But didn't you mention that your brother envied you?
So yeah, that's the worst thing, when one person has a crest and the other doesn't. And then because of that, one of them is shunned and the other one is praised just for their existence.
Thinking about it, life was probably a lot harder for my brother than it ever has been for me.
Yeah, but it's through no fault of your own.
You also mentioned that women were only interested in having your, as you say, crest baby? I'm not very interested in the particular...
It's like, I'm not really a lewd person.
I get the feeling that you don't care very much for these women who throw themselves...
Naturally, you know, you want to get with someone because they love you, not just because they want your genes.
I'd appreciate it.
Sorry.
Maybe you kept
the
that
Watson went down the wrong way.
Between the two of us.
Your secret's safe with me. I understand the pain you've had to carry.
I know you've got your share of bad memories too, but...
That's why you feel comfortable letting your guard down around me.
Then again, everyone does, Mercedes. You're so soft and sweet.
Enough with the sad smile.
Mercedes. Was my sad smile really that bad? Did it ruin my dashing good looks?
Ah, you blow it.
You actually look more handsome to me with honesty on your face.
Yeah, crests have no rights. Crests is literally just genetics, and they're based. Yeah, they're literally. It literally is a case of. The whole crest thing is literally a case of racial superiority.
Don't be ashamed of crying.
And it's a flip of a coin whether or not you get one. Though some people forcefully, put them into you, and it doesn't turn out well.
Will you protect me in return?
Oh, Mercedes.
I will. I promise. You know Mercedes.
Okay, he's so smitten with her. But then again, I don't blame him. I'm smitten as well. Okay, now we've got Mercedes. So Felix, Ingrid, just Felix and Ingrid. Let's go Felix again. I want to see what Felix is going to say.
Here you
Hello.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Looking for me, Felix?
You were injured in the last battle. Are you okay?
Don't worry, I have lived to serve. I'm all good.
I'm fine now. Thank Thank you for your concern.
You really are troublesome.
I'm so
How? She's the fucking medic.
I want to get in your way.
Medic!
I just couldn't help but worry.
Again, medics, they're the one found unit that's always useful. Even if their stats are shit. Why? Because Staffbot. And it's more than just healing, because again, if they can use warp, then yeah, go for it.
You endangered yourself and got hurt. Such a stupid thing to do.
Well, sorry.
Of course, you're right. I have no excuses.
If you intend to carry on being such a fool, you'd best stay near me.
Kid, Felix is such a tsundere.
Sure? I'd hate to get in your way again.
You can, You can keep thinking of me as your little brother. And that'd be better than going through this again.
But I thought you didn't like that. Didn't you say you were fed up with it?
Alright, oh yeah, the Demo Man medic screen. I've got this one.
I am fed up with it.
Medic!
Someone who's dead.
But yeah, all the TF2 ones are really funny. Also, rest in peace, the voice actor of the soldier in Peppy Hair. Sorry he was taken.
Since his death, his memory has followed me around like a shadow.
The hedgehog.
Oh, I didn't know you had a brother too.
I don't let my personal feelings distract me on the battlefield. Still, do I really remind you?
Yeah, I mean, literally, Dimitri, all you're missing is to become a Dark Knight and literally become the Death Knight.
Well, you don't look like him, but something about you feels...
It might be all that angst you have in your asshole.
It just makes me want to protect you.
Honestly, Mercedes, Dimitri doesn't really need protecting given, you know, his girth and all that jazz.
Anything like that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You're the one who just came to check on me.
You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You're reckless. Lives are at stake, including mine when I have to run over and save your skin.
Alright, reel it back, reel it back.
I'll try to be more...
I do like how he's really serious. He kind of still gives out that kind of like very calm, like just kind of carefree attitude. And he's like, God damn it, woman, take me seriously. No.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can't get angry at Mercedes because she's not going to snap back at you unless your name's Lorenz, in which case she'll punch you in the face. Alright, now we've got Annette. Sylvain. Let's go with Dudu.
Hi, Dudu. I wanted to thank you again for helping me out the other day.
This has been quite a fun session, all things considered. There's been some really good supports. There's been some really funny supports. Again, I'm sorry, that fucking Lysithia roasting one, it was so funny.
Next go give it to ya. He go give it to ya. Next go give it to ya. He go give it to ya.
I barely did anything.
I have not seen Jaritza Mercedes support because again, I started all these files before the DLC came out, so nah. I might be able to see it in I don't know.
With just a few ingredients,
Black Eagles
you made an
Plus.
amazing meal.
Or Blue Lions Plus, something like
I could
that.
never have done it. No way. You deserve all the praise in the world.
I still have much to learn.
Don't we all?
Truly delicious food brings a smile to people's faces.
Yes, it does. That's why I like cookies.
Until I see His Highness smile in that way, I will spare no effort to improve.
Dude, just fucking order some Chinese, you'll be good.
Well, if that's your aim, you're in luck. I've seen him shovel in your food with gusto. You must be really ambitious if you're not satisfied with that meal. I'd love for you to teach me your ways. I want to be a great cook too.
Your skills are not the problem. You merely make errors of negligence.
Well, sure, I know that. But how can I stop making those errors?
Yeah, I mean, I'll use any excuse to use that soundbite. Until we play Blazing Sword again, in which case, you know, wherever Hector attacks or gets attacked.
The pan explodes when I cook. I forget my purse when I go shopping. That's just how life is for a scatterbrain like me. Just the other day, I was nearly laughed off the training ground for wearing mismatched shoes.
Oh, sorry, really? Mismatched shoes in the training ground? Who cares? As long as they function.
My uncle used to sigh in despair when he saw me messing something up.
Alright, Nightwolf, thank you very much for tuning in.
Fail to pay attention to your surroundings.
Yeah. Annette has a really bad case of tunnel vision.
And that the knives are put away properly. Look at yourself in the mirror before you go out, to make certain you...
I mean, we're all falling for that when we go somewhere, it's like, oh shit, I forgot to bring this or something like that. I mean, whenever I'm cooking and stuff, I always make sure I'm prepped beforehand, and then, you know, I always make sure, okay, do this, especially when it's a big meal, like when I make egg fried rice, like, make sure I've got the thing out, make sure the egg's cracked, make sure all the vegetables are cut, make sure they've been washed, make sure, you know, I've got the oil and the seasoning and all that jazz. You gotta get it. No, you always make sure you're ready, then go in. At least when I, you know, when I cook. Yes, I did make egg fried rice the other day.
You were so stern all the time.
With pork. Good stuff.
Am I that imposing?
Well, a bit. Maybe if you smiled sometimes. All you have to do is lift up the corners of your mouth. Like this.
Oh, I agree. Egg fried rice is so good. I love it.
I see. I will try.
I mean, cooking delicate and meticulous depends on what you cook. Because I've cooked some stuff that's taken me hours to make, but it's worth it. Like stuff and fried chicken takes me ages, and like proper chicken curry, egg fried rice, and making a cake. That takes long. But spaghetti bolognese I can do in 10 minutes. So Ingrid. Sylvain. Yeah.
Training on your own? You really do work hard.
That's what Ingrid's thinking right now.
I hate to break it to you, Sylvain, but there's nobody here for you to flirt with. So there's not much reason
So get the fuck out my face.
You're here, aren't you?
She just punches him all the way to like, no, she punches him so hard he goes flying into sacred stones. Like, what are you doing here?
How ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as your face.
You'd really say something like that to a handsome guy like me? I'm crushed. Joking aside, may I join you? I only came out here so I could train.
Sure you did.
Sure, just don't get in my way.
I've been thinking about it, and I really
I mean, you're the best unit in this team.
Maybe that's weird since I'm older than you, but
when it comes to Fire Emblem, age don't mean shit. Okay?
Hitting on me? Again? Have some dignity.
Most of that bit with Alucard. Have some class, will you? This isn't a bar fight.
No, I'm being honest. I thought you'd listen. Hey, I'd like it if you didn't get too far away from me on the battlefield, okay? Just stay where I can see you.
I'll stay as long
No, it's like, just stay where I can see you. Stride, warp, bye.
What? No, I'm saying if there's one thing I can do on the battlefield, it's keep you safe.
Sylvain, she's gonna keep you safe.
Whatever helps you feel better. Stay and protect me then. I couldn't bear it if you went off and died on me while...
At least Ingrid isn't like, oh, I don't need protection. She's like, yeah, cool, do it. I like that. Ingrid isn't like so stubborn where it's like, no, I don't need anyone's help. She's just like, cool, I just want to be the best I can. If you want to help me out, that's fine. And I like that. Again, the Three Houses takes the proper middle ground and doesn't make everyone just an extreme most of the time.
You're right. I'm exhausted anyway.
You haven't been practicing enough. All that time you waste chasing after women would be better spent training. I'll train with you anytime, so just... What's that strange look for?
Well, you're going to think I'm being a jerk or hitting on you.
So yeah, I think he's trying to be sincere.
When we're side by side like this, training, I feel... I don't know.
So obviously with Sylvain and Ingrid, it's more of a... They work better as like... Obviously, as of now, they work better as just being chill friends rather than trying to actually be romantic at the moment.
I know what you mean. It's probably because we've been friends for so long.
That must be it. Let's never change.
And then, friends forever. If we get to Ace Plus, then we can fuck.
Absolutely. No matter what happens, we'll always be friends, Sylvain.
It's not friend zone like Hilda's, because he's got an extra support to go through. Okay, now we've got a Lysithia. Just one with Lysithia. Okay, let's get through this one and see what it is.
Phew. That about wraps it up for today's training. No thanks to a certain distraction.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hanneman's just there with like a magnifying glass.
I know you're there.
Press I smell crests, I do!
Settling the way you're always staring like that.
Oh, my apologies, Chuck.
You know,
I was trying.
with a bit of tweaking and a really bad context, this could be taken the very wrong way. Especially if you did this pre-time skip. Oh god. I know that's not the intent, I'm just being silly.
Well, I must apologize. In the future, I shall do my staring out in the open.
That might ease the weirdness, but it will continue to be extremely unsettling.
Which family game do I think is the best story? Currently, I think Tellius, because Free Houses is good and all. It's great, and it's great with Moral Grey. My only problem is Free Houses' story is a case of when it comes post-time skip, things feel like they're just trying to wrap up stuff, and we don't really get a lot of, we don't really get a feel for how much is, like what has really changed since then, whereas, I feel Tellius did a much better job of Path of Radiance having its own story, and Radiant Dawn, we actually feel the change that went on with those 3 years. And obviously, Radiant Dawn has its forced plot moments and stuff like that, but it felt just overall like a proper grand narrative. Free Houses, while definitely great with its setup and its world building and all that stuff, does feel like the end of it just kind of like trying to wrap things up really quickly. That's just my observation.
I understand well enough, and I'll do my best to ignore it. But in return...
I mean, yeah, with Free Houses, the writing is definitely more focused and consistent, definitely. I just feel Radiant Dawn does Tellius does a better job of being a proper, flowing narrative, as well as, obviously, because Radiant Dawn doesn't have to do the whole, what's going to happen in this scenario, it just follows one particular thing.
I was withholding such valuable information, I might be branded a traitor. But such matters are trivial compared to the future of Christmas.
Shh! Don't talk so loudly about it out here in the open!
Shut up!
Pardon my excitement. I simply cannot let the opportunity to study such a miraculous subject go to waste.
These awful crests may seem miraculous to you, but for me, they fall under the category of curse.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, but a lot of Hanuman's supports with people like Marianne and Lysifius. It goes into how they really are a benefit and it really helps them.
Whenever you have the time to recount it. Your tale may contain...
Sorry, when I think of Hanuman, I think of their magical criticals, and there's actually... I do have a thing usually whenever I activate a magic crit with certain people. I do have a sound clip for it, but can't really use it here because it lacks context.
Even if you spent your entire life observing me, you'd never understand my feelings and all I've been through.
Oh my god, can.
Now, if you'll excuse me...
I fear I may have made a misstep. Bruh. I have no desire to trouble her, yet my...
Yeah, it's just obviously, Lysifius doesn't like talking about crests, and Hanuman's all about that shit. Anyway, so we're going to take one more break. I'll see you all in a second. Okay, so we're back, and we got 7th, and I'm going to see 7th and Ingrid. Again, really good support chain. It covers the basics of what Ingrid goes through, but it does show more about Sephiroth, how Sephiroth feels towards about the system. And again, I really like that about Sephiroth, where while he supports Rhea's ideals and stuff, he's not so blinded by the faith that he doesn't see the faults in Fulfilment. Again, he's the ideal leader, but it's just a case of, Rhea's the one in charge. And, Sephiroth is a very wise person. Yeah, he's a bit he can be a bit standoffish and a bit slightly overbearing, but overall, he is an ideal leader, straight up.
Yes, the 10 elites certainly possessed great power.
A new Tellius banner? Jill, and Jill. Also Jill.
I imagine you ask because they live...
I mean, to be fair, I'd like to see a Daein banner that's got Jill, Z-Hawk, Torneo, and,
Precisely. Initially...
Well, Ha's technically bending on, but I'm going to say Ha with Ashnod as a Grand Hero battle.
But soon their ambitions got the best of them, and they clashed.
I'm thinking obviously, there's Dawn Brigade, but I'd rather have a Dawn Brigade specific banner for the Dawn Brigade, not Daein.
What I mean to say is, possessing strength alone does not make one worthy of respect.
Jill godlike? I don't know. There aren't that's the thing. In Heroes, I've noticed there aren't that many flying units that are godlike. The only one I think that's really, really godlike is Bride Fjorm or Vala Azora. and stuff like that. I'm sure someone could point out one, but most flying units, probably because of their bow weakness and stuff like that, most flying units aren't that amazing. Not to say they're bad, but in Heroes, there aren't that many that are really amazing. Not to mention, there are quite a lot of units that get really bad. Like, again, Har got really badly nerfed in Heroes.
Now think of how your
Oh yeah, Altina does fly. I forgot about that.
Family's fortune on the basis.
So I completely forgot that Altina's a flying unit. Sorry, because when I think flying unit, I think, you know, has a mount.
Yes? What of it?
Shush! It's Shush, very. She's strong, but I wouldn't say she's OP. You know, not thing. Well, yeah, Flying Nina's pretty good. Not the best green unit, but pretty good Flying Nina.
By some inherited fortune.
Again, feel free to point out more examples. When I'm thinking OP, I'm thinking like straight up like legendary Tiki, or like, you know, fucking Halloween Hector, or Altina OP. Dancer does Dancer Ishtar fly? Yeah, she does. Dancer Ishtar's pretty good too, but I think Azora's a bit better because, again, when she dances, she really buffs everyone. But Dancer Ishtar's pretty good too. Choose your election, Micaiah. Yes, Camilla.
I understand that Count Galatea believes he has the right to manage your affairs.
Brave Camilla's the closest to being OP, but even then, she's not the same tier as like Bride, Fiorm, or Veronica. But she's damn good. She's like the third best staff user.
I am certain he has his own share of problems, and I do not wish to meddle or lay blame.
Obviously, Steph is trying to understand Ingrid's situation, but stuff like that, but ultimately does reassure her that, you know, that how do you life is up to you.
He's up to you.
Thank you for your counsel and wisdom, Sedith.
And this is why you should be the leader. He's a wise man.
About what might happen after the war. I will take some time to reflect on what lies ahead. My future.
Yeah, Fallen Leon makes the most sense. It makes more sense than fucking Fallen Celica. And Corin. I'm sorry, that one was weird. So now we've got Manuela, who's just think. And I swear to God, Manuela's A support's one of the most disappointing because her C and B supports really went into her, you know, her struggles with like her future, but also struggles with her issues and like, you know, her relationships, and really go into her proper insecurities. And this just ends with Manuela just saying, fuck it, let's go hit some punching bags. I'm like, wow, this ended poorly. It's a shame, it had a really good setup and then just ends like, really? Bruh. Just ends in such a silly manner. It's like, this should have been the C support, not the A support.
Come to think of it, you've always been nice to me. If only you were a man.
Bitch, I can be.
I mean, you listen to all my problems. I feel like I can...
Yeah, Chris, I do agree.
I don't have that kind of thing with a lot of people.
I know, it's a shame you don't have a penis, but my God, those breasts are magnificent.
I suppose this is what the goddess has ordained, so I'll accept it. All right, enough of this moping around.
And just out of nowhere and stuff like that.
Change of mood. We've still got.
Like, instead of going into how Byleth makes her feel and stuff like that, and maybe just, you know, stuff like that, and just, you know, so like, even though I can't really think, I'm glad that we have our friendship or something. Like, I'm glad that even though I maybe think you like me for who I am and so on and stuff like that, even though they can't be romantically involved. But no, let's just go beat up some punching bags.
What's wrong is, it's not just 1 or 2 men, it's more like 100 men.
Again, I still don't get how Manuela goes through all these men and not land a catch, considering who she is, like, honest to God. Like, unless she's really, really bad on a date, and even then I don't imagine she'd be that bad, but considering who Manuela is, like, you'll be surprised how much let's just say, in this case, your average guy would be willing to put up with just because of how Manuela looks. Not trying to be sexist, but there are quite a lot of men out there that are like that.
I've got an idea. Exercise will help.
Where literally kind of all they care about is how a woman looks. They couldn't give two shits about what she says or does.
Gonna work my
it's very
finger out
debilitating, yes, but it exists.
Maybe 200 if we've got him.
Yeah, no, she's famous too. Again, does she shit? Does she, like, unless she like pisses in everyone's Cheerios, like, god damn. Anyway, now I've got Aloisa myself, and honest to God, Aloisa one is more goes into Geralt's history, but it is quite interesting.
What brings you here? Fancy a bit of fishing? You know, I can hardly go fishing without thinking of old Gerald.
Here, here.
He and I would just sit here, casting our lines again and again.
Still things, bro. I mean, to be fair, I could totally see Alois as like a somewhat human Big the Cat, only not nearly as stupid.
Just like your father. You know all the tricks of the fisherman's trade. I was hopeless at it, but he was a master.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Seliph doesn't have an ult at this point, considering, you know, he's not like, yeah, he's part of genealogy, but let's figure, when you think genealogy, you kind of think Sigurd or Arvis.
You know, talking to you, I'm feeling very nostalgic. Why don't you join me? We can trade some stories about the old man. We spoke before about how Gerald never seemed to age, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you really look at these backgrounds, it's like, wow, you can even see the seams where they're cut off. It's really bad.
Once, when he was drunk.
It still looks better than Persona 5, apparently.
He said he'd had an infusion of crest-bearing blood, and it had greatly extended...
Which is true, you actually find this out with Freya.
Well, we'd both been drinking. I figured he was joking, so I just laughed.
Didn't realize Alois was actually, like, you know, hinting at something, so props to Alois for that.
He said he'd stopped counting after he hit 100. And he was telling the truth. In those 20 years he was away, he didn't age a bit. An incredible person, to be sure. And I probably don't know the half of it. Actually, I'd like to ask you something.
Sorry, all these blood transfusions makes me think of Bloodborne. And Rhea becomes a beast as well. Oh boy. Three houses like a... and think, the church, the healing church maybe, especially because what happens in Silver Stone's Endgame where they go through... Because again, a lot of people have actually got samples of Rhea's... Well, actually, no, I'm not going to go into it, but based on what happens with the thing, oh my god, Three Houses are predecessors to Bloodborne. So, like, where's Ludwig? Where's Lawrence? Yeah. Oh boy, this is like, you know, Rhea might have been one of the first beasts. She was one of the, you know, the great ones. They say she's the immaculate one. No, she's the great one.
When I was his...
Oh god.
Always hollering for a drink. He just wouldn't put...
I think they kind of created those giant things. Maybe they perfected making dolls. Oh god.
But on the battlefield,
a game theory. It's Three Houses Bloodborne.
People used to call him the Blade Breaker.
Blade Breaker? I didn't realize you watched the Beyblade.
Right now, fishing with you, it really takes me back. This feels just like the good old days, when Gerald was sitting alongside me.
Okay, so now we've got Catherine, and I'm going to do Catherine and Sephiroth, because Catherine and Sephiroth's one is actually quite interesting.
Catherine? You look well enough.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Never better.
That is good. I cannot help but be concerned, given your tendency toward incautious...
Well, I am one of the best units in this game, so yeah.
While boldness can be a virtue, I do hope you will bear in mind that recklessness is not. A moment's negligence can lead to a mortal wound for even the most skilled fighter.
It's like, a moment's negligence, more like bullshit RNG.
You worry too much. If they saw me in action, the wounds themselves would cower.
That is precisely the attitude that worries me, especially given your history. You have been gravely injured before, as you no doubt recall.
Yep, we've all been there.
Gravely injured? When did that
Yeah, this actually... They don't really follow up on this, but because the C-Sport made me figure, did Rhea brainwash Catherine? Because again, she doesn't remember anything about what happened, yet Sephiroth recalls it clearly in detail. But like, even then, the moment it's made, like, Catherine thinks of it as a very romanticized moment because she was in Rhea's arms. I'm thinking, did Rhea brainwash her partially?
Do you truly not remember?
I mean, they don't really go into it. It might just be Catherine just focusing on the bit that she wanted to focus on.
That is true enough, but you nearly bled to death in the aftermath.
Ooh, so yeah, Ludwig von Eyre.
Concerned for your life that she tended.
So now we need Ferdinand to become like a giant monster. And at the end, he grabs his Moonlit Greatsword and goes, "I am Ferdinand von Eyre."
It all fits together. Lady Rhea.
She is a difficult final boss, but I think Rhea is a much better designed final boss in what do you call it? In Crimson Flower, because she doesn't have that bullshit as fuck AoE attack. Which I'm sorry, that AoE, I didn't get hit by it much, I was lucky, but I just like, just the properties of it, I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
The emotions were so overpowering that they must have just cleared away my memory of the whole
Yeah, it's like,
So it was during the monster.
it's like the fact that she didn't remember this, it made me suspicious. I was like, oh my god, have you been brainwashed, Catherine?
That is not quite why I brought it up.
Come to think of it, Lady Rhea hasn't healed me since then. We've got to.
AoE attacks do suck. Radiant Dawn really loves them in the end.
Like that again.
AoE means area of effect, so obviously widespread. Okay, we got through most of them, but there's still a few left. And we got time. I'm not too interested in these ones. That's 2 of those. Got 3 of those. Just see if I want to see if anyone's like at a point where they can need to unlock another support. Because obviously with like thing, it's just like, oh, it's just the B1, so we're good to go. So not really, except Sephiroth and myself. Huh. Oh, it's the one where I think when you get close to Rhea, she shoots like this, these like beams of light at you and they rain down. I can't remember specifically. It's been a while. Anyway, so I think we'll finish off with Sephiroth and Byleth, just for now.
Professor.
Favorite Three Houses track? Probably, again, kind of an original. But is it God Shattering Star or something like that? I think that's the one. You know, it's kind of an original. Everyone else loves it, and it's pretty damn good.
I am sorry.
Again, I don't know who I'm marrying for this run, Chris, because
such a view of you.
I'm debating between Mercedes, Ash, and Dimitri. I'm really conflicted.
It is obvious to me now that you are extraordinary.
I'm very much appreciate it, Lucina. Thank you very much.
You doubt your own power?
You have my gratitude. Especially because this is a stream where I literally just went through support conversations.
I suppose that's only natural. You've lived your whole life knowing next to nothing about yourself. Not even Gerald could have possibly known all there is to know about you. But I wonder, are you satisfied with that?
No! Byleth secretly. No!
Are you content, not knowing who you are? Or do you yearn to know more?
Yeah, yes, I do have a Discord account. Yeah, well, again, if you, again, the banner right there has the link to my Discord, or if you, if you go to any of my videos and you look up, and you go to the description, you can just click on the link there, and yes, I do have a Discord account, you can just message me, yeah. So again, if you find the server, you'll find me.
Are you ready? The truth.
So yeah, Sephiroth knows a bit about you as well.
Learning it will doubtlessly have direct consequences on your life.
But I like that Sephiroth does come around once he gets to know you better, because here's the thing, Sephiroth may start hostile towards you, but he does it for legit reasons, because you just out of nowhere get this job, and Sephiroth's like, hold up a fucking minute.
Even if you have such
Yeah,
regrets,
hold up.
you will never be able to return to ignorance. So, are you ready to know the truth? I see. That is what I wish to hear. Since the Archbishop put so much faith in you, I will continue to offer my aid. More than that, I will put my faith in you as well.
Yeah, this means a lot, especially if you play Silver Snow. I really love Sephiroth.
Someday, reach the truth.
I should really make a video about my favorite Silver Snow units. Hint, hint. Okay, so there's only a few left, but we can cover them at another time, and they're mostly just to be support. So, and we're not at the point of no return yet, so we've still got time to get through them. But I'm going to end it here for now. I think we've got through enough. But thank you all very much. I really do appreciate that you were willing to just sit through me go for supports for 2 hours, especially because I was more than happy to do this off screen. But, you know, I really appreciate that you're just willing to, again, supports are a great part of Fire Emblem, and this game really does well with the supports. So next time, we will actually be at the chapter and face off against the Death Knight in Fort Merceus. Please don't do this. I don't think you will, but don't do the thing he does in Silver Snow. I swear to God, I'm going to fucking break this game in half because I already hated it. So I hope you all look forward to that. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe, everyone. Take care and have a wonderful night. Thank you, everybody.